Today's review is of the 41st Elite Clone Trooper, also known as the Coruscant Clone Trooper, from Sideshow Collectibles and their Star Wars 6-scale line. Over the course of the review, we'll just hit up some of my thoughts on the figure, differences between this and other clones that have been put out already, clones that will be coming out in the future, and talk about just like I said, just the difference between all those and just my thoughts. So let me get the Clone Trooper set up and we'll get started. Alright, here's the Clone Trooper. I'm just going to kind of go over it first, kind of let you guys see what he looks like. Unlike the previous Clone Troopers that I have in my collection, I actually got the exclusive of this one, which you can see has the white stand with the designation of what particular Clone Trooper this is. Some people don't like the stands. I personally don't feel one way or the other about them. They don't make any difference to me. It's just a stand. I get it because the Clone Trooper is pretty badass. The materials that Sideshow Collectibles uses on their Clone Troopers, the nice hard plastic. I don't know the exact material off the top of my head, but it's much better than, say, what Metacom uses on their Clone Troopers, which is kind of a real flimsy plastic. It's real malleable when you get it at first, especially if you from a delivery truck where it's a bit warm, and it can kind of get misshapen. The Metacom one takes a beating. This one, I mean, it's nice hard plastic. If you click on it, you can hear it. It sounds nice and high quality. It's a good material. I'm really glad that Sideshow went with this type of material when they started making their Clone Troopers and their Stormtroopers, because it's designed to last, unlike I think some of the other companies out there and their particular clone troopers and stormtroopers. So another thing Sideshow did with this, unlike like I said with Metacom, is they went with a beat up version on these clones. They do really super job of weathering. These guys look like they've been in a fight, and I mean, for me personally, that's what I want. I want these guys to look like they've been in a battle. I don't want I don't need fresh off the shelf Clone Trooper. That's, to me, that's not battle ready. The only Clone Troopers you should see that don't have any kind of weathering and markings are the all white Clone Trooper, which we got from episode 2, because those guys didn't see battle. Those were the fresh off the shelf. I mean, they did later in Attack of the Clones, but those are the ones that really make the most sense. These guys need to look like they've been in the fight. These guys are from Revenge of the Sith. And by that point, the battle's been going on for a while, and they need to look like they've been in the middle of it. These guys have obviously been on, with Coruscant, probably shouldn't have seen maybe as much battle as everybody else, but they still need to look like they've seen some fighting. So that's good that Sideshow went with this. Some of the other clones that'll be coming out with Rex and Cody in the 501st. Those guys definitely look like they've seen a few fights in their time, which, like I said, for me is just fine. This particular Clone Trooper here on the back has the antenna hooked up to the back part of his armor, and the rest of the Clone Troopers from Sideshow don't have that yet. I get with the 41st Elite, this guy's probably some kind of radio guy would be my guess in the military. So he would, obviously his job is going to be to relay signal to everybody else in the Legion or in his particular troop. So that's kind of a nice little difference between him and the rest. The coloring, he's gray and white. You've got the 501st, which is blue and white. He's getting ready to come out. In the past, you've got the Shock Trooper, which was red and white, and then the Utapau Trooper, which was orange and white. And then, of course, you've got Stormtroopers in the Episode 2 all-white Clone Trooper, which was, like I said, they're all white. They're pretty pristine and clean-looking. I don't know if you can really see it or not, but the boots are pretty brown and beat up. They look like they've, like I said, they've seen a fight or two. So it's really nice. The undersuit on this particular clone is a pleather material, which is like the other clones out, with the exception of the Comic-Con Lieutenant Clone Trooper from Episode 2. He has the new, like a spandex type material for the body glove or undersuit, which You know, I think actually I kind of like a little bit more. Not that this particular suit is awful by any means. It does a good job. I don't think it really restricts the movement too much on the figure, but aesthetically, I think I like just the look of the spandex body glove that they have given the new troopers coming out. And actually the one, it's not a gripe, and I don't mind the C-ring. It's one that's been used for a long time by Sideshow, but they've started now including a U-ring, which is what Hot Toys uses on their particular figures. And to me, I like that a little bit more because it just aesthetically looks a little bit better. You can kind of hide it on the clone, but other figures, like I said with the Firefly review, with jackets and stuff, it just works better if you have the U-ring. And even with the clones, like I said, on the Comic-Con clone, it just looks better. So I'm glad to see they're going to that. I wish this one would have had it. If I could have found a U-ring that I didn't use from a past figure on a Hot Toys figure that I have, I would have used it on this clone instead of the C-ring that came with it. But went with the C-ring, so that's not a big deal. If Sideshow starts selling the U-ring stands, which I'm not gonna lie, I really hope that they do, I will switch out and you know, I'll go with that instead of this particular C-ring. But you know, that's just, you know, the clone. He comes with this rifle here, the long rifle. He also has a blaster, the carbine. He has two other sets of hands, a right and a left. So you get two sets of hands total with the figure. The two two guns, the rifle and the blaster carbine, and that's it. The exclusive stand. So they're not, you know, loaded up on accessories, but the clones are just really awesome. I mean, it's kind of become what I concentrate on Star Wars wise. So just really digging the clones and how Sideshow does the weathering. I mean, like I said before, it's a great job. The material that they use is great. You know, Sideshow knows what they're doing when it comes to clones. And the clones, to me, match Hot Toys in quality and the types of materials used. And it's just, like I said, it's just a good figure. So that's just kind of my thoughts on the CloneTrooper. You know, if you don't have him, you know, get him. He's a nice addition to the Star Wars line, especially if you're into the clones. You know, thanks for watching another review, guys. I appreciate it. I've noticed a lot of viewers, you know, coming in the last couple of reviews I've put up. So thanks again, guys. Till later. Take it.